Hello BookTube, it's Eleanor here, and today I'm doing a book haul. I've accumulated a few books recently, so I thought I would talk to you about them. The first one is extremely exciting, and I haven't been able to talk about it until today, and so I wanted to share this with you. Oxfam have teamed up with the Moomin characters to bring out this beautiful book. It's called The Invisible Child and the Fir Tree, and it says on the front here, share the gift of the Moomins, 2 Moomin stories for Oxfam, the Invisible Child campaign. Let me take that off to show you. It's really beautiful. It's a small hardback and it's got a beautiful cover with an embossed picture on the front, and this just sounds lovely. It says in the flap, in Tove Jansson's much-loved short story The Invisible Child, the isolated ninny is helped to regain her voice and take her rightful place in the world using a simple Moomin recipe. She is welcomed into the Moomin family and treated with equality and respect. This is one of the most touching of all Moomin stories and is paired in this unique book with The Fir Tree, the Moomin's gloriously unselfish take on Christmas. So this is definitely one that I'm going to be reading around Christmas time. So this book, it says in the press release, is going to be available to buy from Waterstones, the Moomin shop Covent Garden and Oxfam shops, with at least £4 from each sale being donated to Oxfam's women's projects worldwide, which is amazing. It says it's published as a standalone title for the first time by independent publisher Sort of Books. The Invisible Child is about a little girl who turns invisible after being badly treated by the woman supposedly caring for her. She is given a place to stay at the Moomin house, and when shown warmth, kindness and respect by the Moomin family, she gradually reappears and regains her place in the world, a right that every woman and girl should have. The story, which was originally published in the collection Tales from Moomin Valley, will also be available to buy from Waterstones.com and Oxfam online shop. So that's just brilliant. I just think that's an amazing thing, and I love the look of this book, and it's certainly one that I will be sharing with Matilda, and it's for such a great cause. The next book I want to show you, I was very kindly gifted by the lovely Janet because I started a new job and she very kindly gifted me a book. And this is Such Small Hands by Andre Barber. Now, this isn't my usual type of story. It's a shorter story. It's only, I think it's even just under 100 pages. I think it's about maybe 100. The cover is beautiful, this sort of creepy jelly baby looking doll, and I think it's a scary story, but it was one that appealed to me, and they don't normally. This is the story of 7-year-old Marina. Marina's father has died suddenly, her mother is in hospital. She has a doll also called Marina, and she is now in the orphanage. This looks at some sort of creepiness to do with this orphanage. There's rituals of playtime and things going on. Marina introduces the other girls to her Marina doll, and I'm not sure what else is going to happen, but this sounds like it's going to be really atmospheric and I can't wait to get stuck in. Next is the first book in a series which I'm really interested to read, and that is The Islanders. This is volume 1, which includes Zoe Falls Around and Jake Finds Out, and this is by Catherine Applegate and Michael Grant. So this is the story of a group of teenagers. 2 years previous on this small island, there was an accident involving 3 teenagers and one of them died. Our main protagonist in this, Zoe, is dating the brother of the boy that had died, and the boy that is sort of held responsible for this tragedy has come back to the island and starts making waves. People won't speak to him, people he thought were his friends, and Zoe is the only one that will talk to him, and she seems drawn to him. I'm sure there's going to be some romance. I think this is just going to be one of those ones that I pick up in the summer and devour. I think there's quite a few volumes in the series, and so I'm hoping that this first one will be a good one and I will want to pick up the rest. All the next books are ones I picked up on a shopping trip I went to with Janet from Swirly Girly Reads. We went to Birmingham recently to meet up to talk about a secret project which we'll be announcing in November, which is for next year. But yeah, we both caved and bought some books, and I really had been wanting to get these ones for a while, so I treated myself. The first one I picked up is Invictus by Ryan Graudon. I have yet to read Ryan Graudon's Wolf by Wolf and Blood for Blood, although I own them both. But this one I think will hit one of the targets for my fantasy bingo, and I just think it sounds brilliant. So I don't know much about the story of this, but it's been getting a lot of buzz recently from the YA booktube community, from people that I trust, and I'm excited. It involves time travel. Our main character is a time traveller, and he has this encounter with a girl who's quite secretive, and he's in a sort of race against time to stop everyone from disappearing. I just think it sounds great, and it's a really beautiful cover, and I've heard wonderful things. It's got great ratings on Goodreads, which made it a must pick up for me. Again, great ratings on Goodreads, and one that I've had on my TBR for quite a while, and that is What We Saw by Aaron Hartzler. So I believe this story involves possibly a sexual assault or some sort of teenage rape charges. It says it's inspired by real events, which I think is really interesting, and it's about a party, and a girl, something's happened to this girl, and a picture of her passed out is passed around. She levels charges, this girl, against 4 of our main protagonist's classmates, and I think this is going to be sort of how a small community deals with the shock of something like this happening. So I've heard it's really gritty. I'm really in the mood for stuff like this at the moment, so I'm possibly going to be picking this up quite soon. Just continuing on my dark themes kick is The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. This really intrigues me because it's set in 3 parts. We're following our protagonist during, I believe, 4 parts. Her freshman, sophomore, junior and senior year. So I'm assuming we're going to get chunks of those periods, and it's about a night where her brother's best friend rapes her and she doesn't tell anyone, and we're following the repercussions for her of what happened to her, but also her decision to stay quiet over her high school years. And I've heard that, again, this is really moving, and it's a topic that interests me and I want to see done well. I have yet to see, I feel, it done in a great way in YA books, so I'm going to be reading this one and seeing what I think. And then the final one I was squeeing a little bit with delight when I saw in the shop. I've heard nothing but wonderful things. I have yet to read any books by this author, so I have no grounds for comparison of what their previous work is like, but I have heard nothing but good things about Warcross by Marie Lu, and I just think this premise sounds right up my street. So our main character is a bounty hunter who collects, she tracks down people that are betting illegally on this online game called Warcross. She's struggling to make ends meet and to sort of stay afloat, and so she illegally hacks into the opening ceremony of Warcross and unwittingly, I believe, sort of gets herself entered possibly into the game. And unwittingly she sort of sets plans in motion. The creator of this whisks her away to Tokyo and wants her to spy on the people that are taking part in the game. He wants her to be sort of her insider spy, and it's got the potential for me of being a brilliant story. And look at this cover, it's really pretty, like rainbow psychedelic colours. The front cover, the hardback, is beautiful. The design on the front is beautiful, so fingers crossed the story matches up with that, and I've got high hopes because it's getting a lot of buzz at the moment. So quite a lot of books I've picked up. I'm really feeling a bit of YA at the moment, and I do find YA is my go-to for when I'm feeling a little bit stressed and want to unwind, and I'm really looking forward to getting to all of these. So let me know if you've read any of these and what your thoughts were. Do Invictus and Warcross live up to the hype in your opinions? Let me know as always, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now, BookTube.